Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
Tonight we begin the same way we have started every other newscast this week, with concerns about the weather. We could still see 1 to 3 more inches of rain through Sunday morning, and that has many worried about high water and more mud and rock slides. Meteorologist Paige Noel begins our severe weather alert day coverage this half hour. Paige?
Yeah, Steve, I think the weather team sounds like a broken record at this point. Rain is here, and it's here to stay as we head into the weekend. Let's go ahead and take a look at Pinpoint Doppler. We're seeing light rain all across eastern Kentucky. Heavy pockets at time. You'll notice those flood warnings as well for the Cumberland River and for the Kentucky River. Those are in effect until Monday. We also have some flood watches out. Now, this is really through the weekend. Counties down in Tennessee and over into Virginia are in this flood watch until about noon on your Saturday, and then areas up to the north into West Virginia are in this watch until about 7 a.m. for your Sunday. But a flash flood watch is out for all of eastern Kentucky, or a really good portion of it tonight, and going until 7 a.m. on your Sunday. Really, over the next 48 hours, heavy rain, mudslides and rock slides, a really big concern. Gusty winds is also going to be a big concern as those storms move in tomorrow, and we'll break down when those storms will arrive and how much rain we are going to get coming up in just a little bit. Steve?
All right, Paige, thank you very much. Well, this was just an incredible sight today in Pikeville. It's downtown, just across the road from KFC. If these rocks had fallen during the day, it could have been so much worse. WYMT's Connor James shows us the destructive nature of this rock slide.
The collapse rained rocks and trees onto South Mayo.
Thank goodness no one was hurt, because that is just awful.
Boulders came mere feet from this auto business. Many from the community came to check out the close call.
They came really close to losing that building. Look at that tree. It went right through the middle of it.
Luckily, only this pine tree did any major damage.
Luckily, this happened in the middle of the night. It could have been a totally different story if this had been during the day.
Absolutely. Thank God, no one was around when this happened.
Officials say it could have been so much worse if the slide would have happened at any other time.
We had no injuries, which was truly a blessing. Had this been at 2 o'clock in the day, it could have been really bad.
Several cars lay beneath. These 2 Pikeville Medical Center cars crushed under the weight of chunks of the mountainside.
We did have one completely destroyed, and we had several vehicles damaged.
But those cars?
No cars right there that were occupied. So, thank God for that.
Can be replaced. In Pike County, Connor James, WYMT Mountain News.
We do not know when the slide will be cleared. Crews say they are dealing with multiple other slides across the county today. This slide is not impacting any traffic, and the auto business that was actually hit is still open. The water level continues to rise at Lake Cumberland. Officials say the water reached nearly 750 feet earlier. They opened all 10 spillway gates to handle the massive volume of water. The record we've been talking about all week is 751 feet, set in 1984. We'll see if it surpasses that this weekend. The Cumberland River is projected to crest at around 30 feet in Williamsburg, just a couple feet shy of major flood stage. While many in Whitley County have learned to work around flooding, this time is different than most. People who have lived along the river for decades say rarely have they seen it this high. Emergency management officials told us they are also watching several areas for the threat of mudslides as heavy rain picks up. Roads are closed in parts of Knox County as emergency officials keep a close eye on the weekend weather. With more rain, there could be more problems in the southeastern Kentucky county. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has more on the conditions there.
A drizzly rain has been falling all day today in Knox County. There are a number of roadways that are closed because of high water. The city of Barbourville is protected, of course, by this flood wall that was built in 1984 after a devastating flood in 1977.
It is, and most of that is because of our diversion channel we have just south of town. It was built in 1986, and it really moves the water on down the river and gets it away from us.
Barbourville has little worry when it comes to flooding, but out in Knox County there are still many roads that flood whenever this much rain falls. Occasionally, some people have to be evacuated, but so far this week, no homes have been in harm's way.
But I think we've learned to move up higher on the hills as we build, and get out of the flood. So
Kentucky 459 remains closed, and the picnic area and playground at Dr. Thomas Walker State Historic Site were underwater on Friday. With 2 to 4 inches of rain forecasted, officials say they are keeping a close eye on other areas that could see problems.
And our biggest concern, and we're going to be working with the Weather Service, we talk to them quite a bit, is thunderstorms, because that's hard to predict how much rain comes out of those.
Every road leading into the city of Barbourville has a floodgate. These floodgates, I am told, have never had to be used. They do not expect they will have to use them this weekend either. In Knox County, Phil Pendleton, now back to you.
Knox County emergency officials say the Cumberland River in Knox County should crest lower this weekend than it did earlier in the week. Well, crews had just finished cleaning up a mudslide at another spot along 451 in the Christopher community of Perry County when a new one popped up. Officials with the State Highway Department said around 12 last night they got a call that another slide had happened about 200 yards from where they had just finished cleaning up the first one. Crews have since been working to clear the road again. Hazard Police set up a command post in the old Magic Mart parking lot because even though that slide we just told you about is expected to be cleaned up at some point today, the threat remains for more. So if another slide blocks the road and the Dipsy Doodle curve floods, Hazard Police will have a way to help folks in the Lothair area quickly. Tonight we learned the Letcher County Judge Executive has declared a state of emergency, joining a few other counties. Around 5 o'clock, crews were forced to close a road in downtown Whitesburg because of a rock slide. WYMT's Justin Case arrived at that scene moments ago. He joins us live to continue our team coverage. Justin?
Steve, I'm here in rainy Letcher County. Really the only sound that I can hear right now is just all the rain coming down this rock wall. But this road that I'm on right here, this is Kentucky 15. Now, essentially this leads down into Whitesburg. This is Main Street. Now, officials had to shut this roadway down. You're going to see this rock right here. It's kind of bulging. It's actually leaning closer to the roadway, and that's really the area of concern for officials. They fear that it could basically fall into the roadway, so they're closing off this section. There are detours set in place. Now, there are a number of different county roads across Letcher County that have experienced things like mudslides, rock slides, breaks in the roadway, and that has caused the declaration of the state of emergency across the county because they've already hit that threshold of around $100,000 in damages, but the state of emergency also goes through the bad weather this weekend.
Letcher County is currently under a declaration of emergency as of February the 12th, and the upcoming weather that we will be having will be covered under that also.
Steve, now I am about to talk with the foreman of the county road department. He's going to give me an estimate as to how long he expects this roadway to be shut down because of this rock fall happening here behind me. We're going to have much more details on the closure, the length of the closure, and how they're going to have to break this down coming up tonight at 11. Steve?
All right, Justin, thank you. Another area to keep your eye on this weekend is Buckhorn Lake. Today, the Army Corps of Engineers said they expect lake levels to reach 825 feet. It is already 32 feet above Summer Pool. The concern there is for a Leslie County community, and we told you about Confluence yesterday. This is a picture from there today. When water is released from Buckhorn, it floods this community and people cannot get out. A ferry service is set up, and to get help, you can call 606-672-3444. And we want to remind you again, you can always find the latest weather conditions on the WYMT weather app. Should come in handy this weekend. You can see live radar and zoom right into your neighborhood. You can also learn about warnings and advisories in your area. You can find it at the Apple and Google Play stores. In other news, a Letcher County man is accused of stealing more than $26,000 from the Veterans of Foreign Wars District 14. From a criminal complaint, we learned Jeffrey Williams is accused of writing fraudulent checks worth more than $21,000. And he allegedly ran up more than $4,700 on a VFW credit card for personal use. He faces more than 40 charges. Police arrested Williams today, and he has since bonded out of jail. A Breathitt County man charged with killing his wife will appear back in court 1 month from today. A grand jury indicted Charles Noble earlier this year for killing his wife Anna. Noble faces a murder charge. State troopers said the two were fighting but were not sure what over. A pretrial conference is set for March 22nd. Prosecutors set a trial date this week in a Martin County triple murder case. Lance Ward is scheduled to go before a jury in March of next year. Prosecutors filed paperwork in January to seek the death penalty in the case. Prosecutors say he killed Derek James, Amber Lockhart, and Micah Sammons in March of last year. They were found shot along a road near Kentucky 292. Rice Krispie treats and fudge bars laced with marijuana. That's what Laurel County deputies found inside a pickup one woman was driving yesterday. Deputies arrested the driver, Ashley Mullins. They say she was also driving under the influence. WYMT's Macy Marie is in the newsroom with more. Macy?
Steve, Laurel County deputies arrested Ashley Mullins along Kentucky 490 in the East Bernstadt area after pulling her over for having expired plates. They say her speech was slurred and Mullins had bloodshot eyes. Deputies found the drug-laced snacks while searching the pickup when she was driving, and the arrest comes on the heels of a large amount of complaints in the area. Deputies say they increased patrol nearby, and in the meantime, people who live there are keeping an eye out.
And that is an area that we're having some increased complaints, and we're trying to increase our patrols there.
I watch when I get out of the car, I watch when I get in the car, and I kind of watch if there's somebody walking up the road that I don't know.
Deputies charged Mullins with driving under the influence, a couple traffic violations, and possession of marijuana. She was taken to the Laurel County Detention Center. Also, Steve, people in the area did tell me while they noticed an uptick in crime, having more deputies in the area does make them feel safer.
All right, Macy, thank you. President Trump's border wall became the source of discussion for Kentucky lawmakers today. Representative Robert Goforth filed a resolution commending President Trump's national emergency declaration. Today, many spoke out against the resolution, which was passed by a voice vote. They say they're ashamed they weren't able to record their individual votes. Others voiced concerns that Representative Goforth was inappropriately using the House floor to boost his run for governor. Kentucky's first Indian American elected to the House of Representatives started today's debate.
We are demonizing people legally seeking asylum. We are demonizing immigrant families and children. So, Mr. Speaker, when I heard the resolution, I was offended. And when I saw that the resolution was adopted without a voice or electronic vote, I was shocked.
Has nothing to do with politics. It has everything to do with my heart in caring about people and making sure that people are safe and protected.
The resolution will be sent to the United States Congress with every representative's name on it showing support because of the way it was adopted.
And light rain is now moving into the area, but will become heavier as we head into those overnight hours. It's really the main story over the next couple of days. Flooding potential, heavy bands really do start to continue. Storms are also possible as we head into your Saturday.
And the video has dominated discussion about corporate sponsorships in college athletics. In 5 minutes, we'll explain why this now famous wardrobe malfunction continues to raise eyebrows.